I feel in some ways it's a leadership skill as well. It's not just a public speaking skill, but being able to, move people and have an audience want to follow you. So I felt like this was a very almost related to a leadership training program, but in a different way and applying it to public speaking. So I really appreciated the new insights that I got from it. I enjoyed his confidence in the framework, and you could tell that he had put a lot of work into this, and he came across as very credible. And so when he was talking about these archetypes and, you're going through all these worksheets, I felt like, yeah, I want to invest in this. I think this is going to help me. So I found that his structure, I found reassuring to me. And then also, like I mentioned, his empathy. And, this is a women's speaking program that we were involved in, but I think he was maybe the only male facilitator that we had in the entire program. But he felt right in place. It didn't feel awkward or anything. So it felt like he was very much invested in us as well. I didn't know Coen before I walked in the room that day, and he did ask us to share some things. And while it was a very supportive environment, and we knew that the other peers in the program were very supportive, Coen's style also, and his own sharing of how he was a very highly empathetic person and had been his own childhood and things like that, it made me more comfortable sharing a bit more. And there was actually one thing that he did that I think I've mentioned this to him, is that when some people were sharing and it was quite an emotional, some of the speakers had gone through some things, right? And he was actually kept tapping his heart as he was listening, and I just noticed that, I observed that, and I felt like he was really absorbing some of the emotion as well. So it made me feel more comfortable sharing as well. This was the first time I experienced how to apply this to speaking. And so it was different from some of the other, I feel in some ways it's a leadership skill as well. It's not just a public speaking skill, but being able to, move people and have an audience want to follow you, because a leader has to have followers, right? So I felt like this was a very almost related to a leadership training program, but in a different way and applying it to public speaking. So I think it was in many ways different from anything I had experienced before. So I really appreciated the new insights that I got from it. It's one phrase that Coen said, where he said, "Heal yourself first, and then your keynote is a gift to the audience." So what it meant for me was, I had come into this keynote program after making big changes in my own life and, going on a sabbatical and wanting to reset and rethink my priorities and everything. So the part about heal yourself first, is that the keynote is not a therapy for you. It's not about you. You can give the keynote as what your story can inspire in other people. How you can take your own story, but then spread a message of hope or, something else to the audience. So that it resonated with me because I thought, am I healed enough to deliver a keynote? And it got me started me thinking on that journey of, I have to think about this whole thing from the audience's perspective, not mine.